He wakes later than usual, feeling the lingering soreness of yesterday's efforts but also a quiet pride that pushes him to keep going. When she enters, her expression softens the moment she sees him sitting up on his own, and though she doesn't make a big deal of it, he can tell she's genuinely pleased. She checks on him with her usual balance of professionalism and warmth, adjusting his monitor and asking about the ache in his legs. He tells her he's ready to try again today, and the confidence in his voice surprises them both. She nods with the kind of reassurance that makes challenges feel smaller, reminding him to listen to his body, not rush, and let progress take its natural pace. As she assists him through the morning routine, she lets him take the lead, stepping in only when necessary. He focuses on each movement with determination, driven by the trust he has built in her guidance. When he falters, she steadies him with a calm hand and a quiet reminder that setbacks aren't failures, they're part of healing. Her patience never wavers, and in that steady presence, he discovers how much strength he still carries. Each step, each breath, each moment of pushing through discomfort becomes a testament to the resilience he didn't realize he had. Later, she brings him a warm drink and sits nearby while he rests. Their conversations flow with an ease that wasn't possible before. He talks about the dreams he had paused, the fears he still hides, and the hope slowly returning to him. She listens with genuine interest, offering thoughtful words that help him see beyond the limitations of his current condition. Her support isn't about fixing everything, it's about reminding him he's capable of rebuilding himself piece by piece. By evening, he attempts another slow walk, this time steadier than before, and her encouraging smile follows him with every step. He can feel his own courage rising, not from a sudden burst of strength, but from the steady belief she has poured in. He wakes the next morning with a steadier breath, noticing how his body feels lighter than it did just days ago. She enters with her usual calm, carrying the same quiet confidence that has become an anchor for him. She checks his vitals with gentle precision, explaining each step in simple words, giving him a sense of control he didn't know he needed. When she asks how he slept, he answers without hesitation this time, realizing he no longer has to measure every word. She listens with full attention, making even his smallest concerns feel worthy of care. She encourages him to try sitting up longer, guiding him through the movement with reassuring support. He hesitates, unsure of his strength, but her steady presence gives him the courage to try. When he manages it, even for a few seconds, she celebrates it without exaggeration, just a warm smile that tells him his effort truly matters. Her confidence in him begins to replace the doubt he carried for so long, and for the first time, he feels hopeful about his progress. Throughout the day, she checks on him regularly, not out of obligation but genuine concern. She notices the moments when he grows quiet and sits beside him, talking about small things to keep his mind from sinking into worry. Her voice becomes a bridge between his fear and his determination, reminding him of how much he's already overcome. When he attempts a few steps with support, she remains close, guiding without rushing, allowing him to claim each small victory as his own. By the time evening settles, he feels a sense of accomplishment he hadn't imagined possible. His body aches, but it's the hopeful kind, the kind that tells him healing is happening. As she adjusts the lights for him to rest, he realizes how deeply her presence has shaped his journey. The trust he once offered cautiously now feels natural, and with that trust comes a quiet strength he didn't know lived within him. He wakes later in the day with a clearer mind, noticing the soft rhythm of the room and the quiet order she maintains without ever making him feel observed. She checks his chart with focused precision, yet every movement is softened by the calm tone she keeps just for him. When she asks how he's feeling, he answers with more confidence than before, surprised at how natural it feels to speak to her. She listens without interrupting, giving his words importance he isn't used to, making him feel like someone whose thoughts matter. Her encouragement isn't dramatic, it's simple, steady, and exactly what he needs to steady himself. She brings a small activity to distract him from the monotony, nothing complicated, just something to keep his hands busy and his mind relaxed. As he works through it, she offers small tips, never taking over, always letting him feel capable. When he grows frustrated, she waits, reminding him that progress isn't measured in perfection but in the effort he's willing to put in. Her patience becomes its own form of medicine, easing the tension he carries inside. Bit by bit, he begins to open up, sharing pieces of his life beyond the hospital walls, testing how far his voice can go without fear of being dismissed. She responds with warmth but keeps the focus on his strength, guiding him to recognize how far he has come since the first day. He feels a quiet pride building, a kind he hasn't felt in a long time, rising from the realization that someone genuinely believes in his resilience. As she adjusts his blanket before stepping out, he feels a subtle shift, less like a boy defined by pain and more like someone moving toward recovery. In her steady care, he finds the courage to keep going, knowing he doesn't have to face any of it alone. He wakes to the faint hum of the ward, his small fingers curling instinctively around the edge of the blanket as if grounding himself in a place that still feels unfamiliar. The nurse moves quietly, her steps light, carrying the calming confidence of someone who has seen fear many times and knows exactly how to soften it. She greets him with a gentle smile, not forcing conversation, just offering presence, enough for him to know he isn't alone. His eyes shift toward her, unsure but curious, reading her face the way children do when words feel too heavy. She kneels beside him, adjusting his pillow with practiced care, and tells him he's doing better than he realizes. There's no grand speech, only the steady reassurance of someone who understands that healing begins long before medicine takes effect. He tries to speak but the words falter, trapped between uncertainty and the lingering ache in his chest. Instead, he nods, a small gesture that carries everything he can't articulate. She notices instantly, responding with a kindness that doesn't overwhelm, only invites. She hands him warm water, waits patiently as he sips, and encourages him to take the day one step at a time. Her tone makes it clear, there is no rush, no expectation, just progress he can claim at his own pace. For the first time since he arrived, he feels the weight in his chest loosen, the fear thinning beneath her steady presence. Something shifts quietly inside him, not dramatic but real, a sense that he is safe here, that someone is watching over him with genuine care. And in that gentle beginning, the first thread of trust forms, setting the foundation for everything that will come after.